All right, as usual, excellent job. And this new one here, constant picking the entire time. So let's be careful going up this pattern here because going up, we're going 2 different notes per string. And then to start the descending thing, well, we're basically playing 4 notes on this B string. But instead of looking at it like that, look at it as you got 2 different notes on the ascending and then 2 different notes for the descending. Even though we're going to be playing more than 2 different notes on that B string for the turnaround, just think of it like that. 2 things on the way up, 2 things on the way down. So like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Alright, here we go. 60. 1, 2, 3, 4. $90. 1, 2, 3, 4. $120. 1, 2, 3, 4. $140. No, $150. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. $180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeats. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Boy, I just choked right on that 4th repeat. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, number 2. So just bouncing back and forth between the A and D strings, but we change notes every time we do a downstroke. Every time we do a downstroke, we change notes. 60. 1, 2, 3, 4. $90. 1, 2, 3, 4. $120. 1, 2, 3, 4. $150. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to palm mute it, go ahead. I think it sounds pretty cool that way. Maybe, yeah, it just sounds better. 1, 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeats. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Next scale thing is the 2 strings at a time. And then chords. Gonna do the second inversion now. Gonna work on that. And with this, so for the example stuff here, what we are using to begin with are inverted fifth chords or inverted power chords. So the C5 being C and G, and in this case C once more. Basically what we're doing for that first chord is we are starting with the G note, then the C. So basically those 2 notes right there, and then we're going to have the G done once more. So what we're doing is starting down here though with that. So you can look at it this way. You got your C5 here, and then what we're going to do is take off the octave of the root notes. So get rid of that. And then we're going to duplicate the 5th interval an octave below. But best to hold that note with your pinky. So this way when you go from an inverted power chord to a regular power chord, it's just the ring finger going down or coming back off. Oftentimes people will grab the inverted power chord like this, which leaves, these chord changes being more difficult than they need to be. So get in the habit, keep using the pinky for the inverted power chords, at least for these shapes. Or really any of those shapes we're going to be doing. Yeah. So, got the inverted power chord there. So, the root note is in the middle of these shapes. So, starting with the 5th interval, then the root note, then the in this case, it's the octave of the 5th. So, what we're going to do is take that octave of the 5th and lower that down to the 3rd or flat 3rd, depending on what it is we're doing. So go from the C5 over G to the C major over G. We got the D5 over A, D minor over A, E5 over B, E minor over B, F5 over C, F over C, G5 over D, G over D, E5, I'm not E5, A5 over E, A minor. Now this chord here, out of context, it would make sense to call this F5 flat 5, and in Guitar Pro, when you hit that, letter A to bring up the chord box, that's what it's going to say. It's going to say F5 flat 5. But sticking with this inversion work, we're going to name it different. So that's why it says there B5 flat 5 over F. So everything will turn out the way we want it to look when you're filling in these names. At least they should. Let me just double check, because I think it does. Yep. Yeah, okay. So yeah, it looks like all the stuff that we want to, or the names we want, they will auto-generate what we expect it to be, all except for the B5 flat 5 over F. Because, again, Guitar Pro is just going to think of it as F5 flat 5. But we're considering B the root note, so that's why we're going to name it this way. So we're thinking about it in terms of the inversions going on. So you have the B5 flat 5 over F, and then we get B diminished over F. Again, B5 flat 5 over F to B diminished over F. And then just play through all those, get familiar with the shapes. Yes, so get comfortable with those, and then just start moving things up to the next set of strings. So the bass note will be on the A string here, then the bass note will be on the D string, and then the bass note will be on the G string. Notice I am saying the bass note, not the root note. So the bass note is always going to be the fifth interval of the chord. The root note is going to be in the middle. So I think that about covers it. So any questions come up, let me know, and I will see you again in your new videos. Oh, and also, yeah, once you get this filled in, go ahead and send it on over, and I'll take a look at it. All right.